Here's our 2009 Cadillac Cts-V sedan. So originally was the 556 horsepower 6.2 LSA engine. However, somebody, and I don't know who, and I don't know what exactly, has all been changed in this car. I can tell you the supercharger's been changed. It looks like it's the Z01 style to me. If you look down in here, you can see there's headers on there. I looked underneath the car and it looks like it's all the exhaust has been replaced except for the rear mufflers. I'll try to lean under the car and show you what that looks like. By the way the car idles, I don't know if you can really tell in this video, it sounds like there is a cam that has been installed in this car. It's got kind of a real throaty lope to it. Now, this car came to us as a salvage title. We had to replace the bumper cover. You know, this fender here is original. We didn't do anything to that. In fact, there's a couple of light scratches right up here in the fender. A lot of that'll probably buff right off. But we had to replace this front bumper cover, this headlight, and this fender. The hood's all original to the vehicle. The doors, everything else is all still original. There's no suspension damage, no drivetrain damage whatsoever. But the airbags did deploy, the driver wheel airbag, so that's been installed, reinstalled, or I shouldn't say reinstalled, replaced and reset. How much you can see down in here. Even all the cooling is all still original to the vehicle. We didn't have to replace anything back in here. See, that's all still original. That's a little smudge print from my hand, so don't worry about that. I'll walk around the car, show you everything I can show you. There's a couple of nicks here in this rim. No big deal. I'd call this tire here about 80% life left. I don't see any other scratches on this fender or this door. Of course, we do have Recaro seats. Again, we did no work whatsoever to the doors back. The rear tires are not original. They're actually Mickey Thompson ET Street radials. I don't see any nicks in this rim whatsoever. Come down to the rear of the car. See, there's a scratch here. I think that'll buff out too. Hear the exhaust. Don't think I see any nicks in that wheel whatsoever. These mufflers here are original. That's what they look like to me. You can see the camera's not really picking it up here too well, but right there is where you can see from there forward, it looks like all the exhaust has been replaced. Some sort of aftermarket exhaust. I'm sorry, I do not know the brand. That rag's not covering anything up there. Now there is tint on the car, aftermarket tint. I don't know how well you can see that. There is a little scratch right there. This one here also has a little mark on the rim there and there. Go ahead, I'll shut the car off, open up the door. Of course, the car is all shut off now. Do a fresh restart. My hand's here, so you know, and of course the other one's holding the camera. This way you know I'm not trying to reset anything to clear any idiot lights. The only light on right there is the seatbelt light telling me to put my seatbelt on. Put my seatbelt on and that goes away. Currently we got 31,320 miles. We got heated and cooled seats. I'm in remote. We've only got one key for this car. Of course, my garage door opener. Yes, this does have home link. Looks like we do have an owner's manual. Of course, power windows, locks, cruise, your radio controls here. Everything works. Car's been aligned. There's no squeaks, rattles, clunks, or shakes, or shimmies. Now, what I can tell you is this. I do not know anything about the modifications that's been done to this car. I don't know who installed it. I do know who the prior owner is. I've tried emailing him and contacting him a couple of times just to find out and see what's going on with this car. And I don't know. Like I say, it runs and drives great, but I have driven probably around, I would say 60 to 70 of these Cadillac Cts-Vs and probably another 30 or so of the Chevy Camaro ZL1s. So I know what these supercharged 6.2 liters are all about. I know what their 556, 581 horsepower, I know what that's supposed to feel like. And I can tell you that this car is nowhere near that. So, you know, it's got a cold air intake. I think I forgot to mention that under the hood. Air rake, cold air intake, cam, headers. Unfortunately, this is the first car that we've built that's had this many modifications to it. I do not know how much horsepower this car has. I'm ballparking, just guessing. You know, I've driven the new ZR1 Corvettes. That's 638 horsepower, I believe. This car is faster than that car is. I've also driven the 707 horsepower Hellcats, and I feel that this car has just got a little bit more pull than the new Hellcats. Of course, you know, I don't have a racetrack near me. I'm not going to race the car. I'm not going to beat on it. But that's what I can tell you it feels like to me. Go ahead and turn around. That was not full throttle. That was getting a little closer. That's about as far as I dare push this car. It's something I definitely don't want to wreck and destroy again. Obviously, that's the reason probably why the car was wrecked in the first place. That concludes our test drive. Like I say, there's no pulls or anything like that. This car does have the suede leather steering wheel and shifter. So if you have any questions, always feel free to email us. Thank you very much.